All right, guys, so it's been a little bit. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I made a Palantir video, and it keeps on getting squashed. We can see, well, I guess we can't see. I don't have the chart up yet. Let me pull it up here. But we can see Palantir is down another 7.5% today, and the stock just can't catch a bid. It's been months since we've had a meaningful rally in the stock, or has it even? Maybe it's been, well, I don't want to say it's been a year, but it's definitely been months. I guess the last time we had a significant run was back here in August all throughout November. This stock went ballistic from around 150 to 200, 210. But yeah, it's been a while. The stock's been downtrending, and it's been dragged into this software multiple compression. And granted, Palantir, it's not like it was the cheapest stock in the world. I mean, the stock was traditionally expensive. And now, there's a lot of fear around software, AI, what's going to happen there. And Palantir has been dragged into this sell-off, this multiple compression, even though AI, they're using it to actually grow their business. AI is a massive part of their business, and people are throwing everything software in the trash where, that shouldn't be the case, right? A lot of these software companies, yeah, they're going to get disrupted, but a good amount of them are going to use AI to grow, become more efficient, and they're not going to be eaten by AI. They're using AI, and sure, again, some of these companies are going to be disrupted, but I don't think Palantir is one of them. And you guys can see it's been dragged into the hole. All year the stock's been down. Let's see the year-to-date chart. We'll break down their earnings coming up too, by the way, which they're on, let's see, the 4th of May, so about a week and a half, we're getting Palantir's earnings. Look at the year-to-date chart. We opened up the year at about like 170. We hit 187 at the high of this year, and we got all the way down to 122, guys. This stock got hit 34% from the high to the low of the year, and now we're at, 141. So we're currently down from the high this year about 25%, which is not good. And if you look at this 3-year chart, guys, or maybe the max chart will show you, or maybe the 3-year chart, you can see 120 held, which is a good sign, considering that was the high from last year, 2020. Well, not the high from last year, but one of the critical highs from last year, right before the Liberation Day crash. We hit about 125, then we tanked to about 65. You guys remember that? So the fact that we held 120 to 125, that's a good sign. But the second Palantir takes that out, which I don't really think it will, but that would be a big technical break. And I know the bulls are biting their fingers, right? Biting their nails, hoping it doesn't get to that point. But as of now, we are maintaining 120, 125 for obvious reasons. Again, it was that high from about a year ago, and you can see just how solid that support is. We held it back in the middle of this month, about 2 weeks ago, and we also held it back in February, heading into March, So all we need to do is follow up this support, this consolidation, with a breakout above, let's say, 160. That'd be the breakout spot, but it's clear that, again, the software drag, the AI fears are dragging down Palantir stock. And for me, guys, I'm not looking to add more to my position, to be honest. And for me to trade it, which I view investments and trades in two separate buckets. And yes, I can own a stock as an investment and also trade it in my trading account. People tend to confuse that. They're like, oh, I own this stock long term, but that means I can't trade it. That's not the case. If you have it in two separate buckets, you're good. At least that's what I do, right? I mean, you could do it, I guess, in the same account. I mean, you could sell these certain shares, these lots, do that, whatever. But for me to trade this, I need to see it break through 160, and I just don't see it happening in the short term here based on this chart. But maybe earnings could clarify the picture here. What's going on actually in the company? What are the fundamentals looking like? What's the guidance looking like? We need to get earnings. And I think once we get that cleared up, and the market realizes, oh, okay, they're using AI. This is an AI company at the end of the day. Once the market realizes that, I mean, the market knows that, but once we get confirmation that Palantir is doing all right, I think we're going to get that breakthrough in due time. I don't think the stock's going to wither away back to the the double digits. I mean, it could, you never know, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to maintain in this 125, 150, 60 ballpark for a little bit, and then ultimately, once again we get earnings, once we get overall this AI fear over software to lift a little bit, I think Palantir is going to rip, and not every software name is going to rip. Look, there are some that are probably dead in the water, but I don't think Palantir is one of them, like I said, and I think it's due for a nice push here in due time. The question is when? When is that going to happen, guys? We obviously don't know. So for me, I have my alert at 160. I'm going to wait patiently and see, okay, when do we take that out? What's the narrative looking like around the breakout? And if it's looking good, man, I'm going to take that trade and potentially ride this thing back towards 180, 200 even. The stock, if it takes out 160, we have a wide open gap to 190 that could fill gradually. That's a 15-20% gap that could fill, and that's where we can make some money, guys, some good old money. But of course, do your own research, trade at your own risk, and it all comes down to earnings. And again, they're on the 4th of May, and as of right now, guys, analysts, let's see what they're saying here. Let's pull this part of the analysis up. Analysts are pretty bullish still. We can see based on, 29 analysts here as of April, we have 16 buy ratings. We have a couple strong buys, okay. Underperform, not many. We have 1 or 2 sell ratings with 10 hold ratings. So I agree. I don't think it's a sell or a strong buy, quite frankly. But for me, I would say I would put it as a hold. If we take out, again, 160 on a technical break, then I would buy, as I think momentum's going to pick up big time there. But I just don't think there's a need to panic sell Palantir now, as AI is not killing their business. It's helping their business. And I said this in my previous video. Focus on the fundamentals, cut out the noise, and look at these software names and be like, what is AI helping them? Are they using AI, or is Claude going to destroy them, right? And that's another unrealistic thing. People think, oh, Claude's going to take over the whole world, right? You're gonna have all these AI agents doing everything. It's like, come on, man, get real. That's not going to happen to everything, Yeah, Claude's gonna make businesses more efficient, but are they going to take over whole entire cybersecurity companies, all these software names? No, it's not reality, guys, at least in my opinion. Maybe I'm not in reality. But at this point, we do have most people on Wall Street saying, okay, Palantir's a buy or a hold, depending on who you're talking to. And the average target on the street is $186 a share, the average price target. And a year ago, or not a year ago, but the high here is $260. The high target and the low is $70 per share. And we can see the different firms here. We have Wedbush, obviously, at the top here, 230 target. They have an outperform rating. You guys know Wedbush. They've been bullish Palantir a while. Loop Capital, 180 rating. They have a buy rating on it. B of A Securities, buy rating. Morgan Stanley, buy rating. A lot of these. It looks like Citigroup has the highest target at 260. They have a buy rating, obviously, as well. So at this point, man, I think Palantir is a solid hold. Like I've said 100 times throughout this video, I think it's a solid hold. And for me, again, if it breaks that technical level, it flips to a buy. We can see here, based on 23 analysts for the quarter they're about to report for, the average estimate for revenues $1.54 billion, the lows $1.52, the highs $1.59, and a year ago they did $888 million or $883 million, of revenue. That's growth projected of 74%. Think about that, guys. 74% revenue growth. And it looks like here for EPS, looks like the average estimate is 28 cents. A year ago, they did 13 cents of EPS. So that's going to double up as, again, revenue's growing 75% on average. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. And for the total year, it looks like for the current year, 2026, the average estimate for revenue is $7.27 billion. And last year they did. Last year was $4.48 billion. That's growth of 62% year over year. So this company, you could argue their valuation ballooned last year, which it did. It did. But they're still growing quite nicely. The stock's come down a good chunk, again, due to that multiple compression. This might be exactly what the stock needs to see for a year before it just rockets off. I mean, think about it. Think about it. What if 2026 is the year where Palantir gets a healthy pullback, which it 10x'd, man. It 10x'd in a year. So think about it. What if we get a nice, healthy pullback this year? Multiple compresses a bit as the company's still growing. Fundamentals are still getting better. The narrative's still there. The story's still there. What if this is just the year where we're pulling back, setting us up for a rocket into 2027 and beyond? That could easily be the case, in my opinion, which is why, again, I'm still holding, and we'll see what we do at 160 to determine if I add more or trade it in general. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And if you found value in the video, consider subscribing, hit that like button, join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, see the stocks I'm buying, what I'm doing every week, how I'm trading, investing, and how I'm selling options to make money, extra income, guys. All linked down below on Patreon, pinned in the comments as well, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.